Welcome everyone to the 2019 Ford Expedition, going into its second model year of its fourth generation. This is a vehicle that I reviewed about this time last year, but when Ford sends you an email asking if you'd like to review the top of the range Platinum, I bet you would say yes too. So let's jump in right away. It's freezing cold today, and let's find out everything that we can about the Ford Expedition. This Platinum model offers a few unique details that you can't find in any of the other Expeditions, but it's largely the same as the limited model that I drove about this time last year. And I have a little bit of a bone to pick when it comes to the way these trim levels are ranked in the Expedition. In Ford's most popular vehicles, the F-Series, the limited trim is the top of the range, whilst the Platinum is one below. And here it's the other way round. I'm not entirely sure why Ford does this, and quite frankly, I think it's a bit of a mistake. Why wouldn't you want the name Limited as the all-in top of the range model for any of Ford's vehicles? Anyways, let's move away from that. So all of the Expeditions have the same 3.5 litre twin turbocharged V6 mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission and have automatic stop start. With the other Expedition models, they have 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque that can be sent through four-wheel drive. But with this Platinum, one of its unique benefits is that it has 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. There's still the Max model available, which is the Expedition enlarged. It has 11 more inches in its wheelbase, and that's for people that are seriously taking their Ford Expedition and 7 or 8 people quite frequently. 7 or 8 seats are available anywhere in the range. You'll pay an additional upcharge if you want the captain chairs in the middle row. And then when it comes to equipment, everything that you would be optioning up in the Limited or the XLT is pretty much included here. There's 2 other options that you will have to pay for, those captain chairs, for example, and then additionally the $2,100 rear entertainment system with the DVD player and the TV screens behind the headrest. Well, that's good to know. Other exclusive touches include this wood, the leather-wrapped steering wheel with this additional stitching, and then this interesting stitched pattern here in the door cards. In the Limited, as I remember, this was actually a wood paneling. These heated, ventilated and massaging front seats have plenty of support. You sit really high, as you should do in a full-size SUV. And then some more leather touches here where you rest your elbows down here along the sides. But being based on an F-150, there's still a lot of hard plastics, and you don't have to search hard for them. There's plenty here still on the door cards, at the bottom of the door cards. Practically everything that's in front of you is a hard plastic, but it doesn't irritate me in any respect because this is a very utilitarian device. If you want a more luxury-appointed car, then go for the Lincoln Navigator, which of course is based on this platform. Other pieces of technology in the Expedition include the 8-inch Sync 3 system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We've got a digital instrument cluster, plenty of safety tech like radar-assisted cruise control, lane keep assist, automatic parking sensors, 360-degree cameras, endless amount of options to store and hide things away in this huge vehicle. The button arrangement is clear and logical, and everything feels very solid and wholesome. It has a heated steering wheel button, which is a continual complaint with me with a lot of new Lincoln and Ford products, is that they don't have a physical button. And as someone that lives in a very cold climate, and as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we're looking at -20 in that kind of range, I want a dedicated button that I can turn on immediately when I get into the vehicle. And different drive modes that change the four-wheel drive system, the traction control system to suit their environment. So for everything that's in this vehicle, I can't really think of much that it's missing out on. Driving this car on a very long highway cruise is incredibly easy. These 22-inch wheels don't send much into the cabin that's unpleasant or harsh. There's a fair bit of wind noise that comes off of the wing mirrors and kind of around the door seals, and I can hear a fair amount of road noise as well from these winter tires. But going for a long drive in this car is a very easy task to accomplish. And the engine on the highway or in town driving is very distant and quiet. You often forget that you have a relatively large V6 under that bonnet. The 10-speed transmission is flawless in this application, and one of the complaints I had with the 2018 model is that it felt a little clunky in that specific model, and I just got out of the Lincoln Navigator and I had no issues with it there. So maybe there's been some tuning for this exact model, but apart from seeing the number indicated here on your screen, you would have absolutely no idea that this car is shifting. You have an odd button placement if you want to change the gears manually, despite it feeling like a very distant engine, no vibration coming through the interior. If you ever demand quick power delivery, you will be on your way with very little hesitation from the turbocharger and from the gearbox. And with the Expedition, it has Ford's adaptive steering system, so it's relatively heavy when you're just doing very small inputs, and I like that. I don't like when full-size SUVs feel like featherweights, but if you're ever doing very tight and quick maneuvers, the steering ratio actually speeds up, so negotiating it through a parking lot isn't a challenge at all. For the second row seats, 6-footers will still be very happy back there. They have their own independent climate control system and heated seats in this Platinum model. For third row, I could actually sit behind myself for a short period of time, but frankly, that third row of seats in this Expedition model is going to be used for smaller children. The seats are power folding as well, with a couple buttons in the rear, making your life much easier if you ever need to load very large items in the back of this Expedition. Of course, the glass and the tailgate can be split in two. The Ford Expedition is a very impressive piece of kit. If you're looking at a vehicle in this category, it has practically all of the technology that you could desire in a rather timeless and very tasteful looking design. It might have a few more hard plastics in the interior than the price would suggest, and at the end of the day, it is based on a truck. But this is a vehicle I think you should seriously consider owning if you're looking in this category. The refined drive, the available technology, and all around very practical design is why I've really enjoyed my time with this Ford Expedition. So that's been everything from me. Thank you so much for taking the time to watching this video. Please like the video if you liked it, share it if you think other people will like it too, and if you want to hit that subscribe button just down below, that does the world for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again.